It's the e-commerce minute, your daily dose of e-commerce, tech, and retail news with your hosts Bart Mraz and John Suter. The e-commerce minute is a production of Sumo Heavy, a digital commerce consulting firm in Brooklyn, New York, and Philadelphia. Find us on the web at sumoheavy.com. This episode of the e-commerce minute is brought to you by SendPro Online by Pitney Bowes. SendPro Online is online software that helps save you time and money no matter what you send. Letters, packages, overnights, or flats. And you'll always pay the right amount. SendPro Online comes with a free 10-pound scale that weighs and calculates the rates for you. Plus, you can compare options between USPS, UPS, and FedEx right at your fingertips. And remember, folks, January 27th, 2019, that's coming up. USPS postal rates are going up. But just by using SendPro Online, you get discounts of up to 40% off of USPS priority mail shipping and 5 cents off of every letter you send. SendPro Online is only $14.99 a month, and e-commerce minute listeners can get a free 30-day trial when you visit pb.com/minute. It's e-commerce minute episode 400.
In today's episode, big brands to test Loop, a reusable packaging subscription.
Subscription delivery services are wildly popular these days, and big CPG brands Nestle, Pepsi, and Unilever are looking to get into the game, except with a key twist. All the packaging in their subscription product would be reusable. The service is called Loop. Loop is launching a trial with 25 brand partners and hopes to appeal to the more environmentally conscious consumer. To quote the Loop website, Loop is a circular shopping platform that transforms the packaging of your everyday essentials from single-use disposable to durable, feature-packed designs. Loop is honoring the old concept of the milkman. You get your products delivered, then return the containers for a refill. Loop will handle the cleaning and reuse aspect of the packaging. Loop hygienically cleans and sanitizes the empty packaging you send back, so they're ready for reuse instead of ending up as waste after a single use. The cost of the products will be comparable to single-use packaging, except subscribers will be required to pay a deposit on the containers that would range from $1 to $10. The service is scheduled to launch in May and will cover parts of Paris, New York, New Jersey, and Pennsylvania. Loop is partnering with British grocer Tesco for delivery in London and is aiming for a Tokyo launch in 2020. For the moment, Loop is soft launching with a small trial group. You can sign up for the trial at loopstore.com. I like this one.
Yeah, it's kind of fun.
I love the concept. I mean, it's funny. I read some comments on some forums like, oh, you mean like glass bottle with a deposit? I think we did most of that in the 20th century. But there was reasons why the world went away from that model, mainly being due to cost and delivery problems. But now that we realize that, you know, with single-use packaging, we're running out of space to put all the trash because people, my famous saying is, where is away? No one realizes where throw it away is.
Yeah, it's like the single-use stuff. I mean, if you look at it, like TVs and things like that are also single-use because if a TV costs you less to buy a new one than repair it, why would you repair it, right? Like, yes, consciously you should repair it and keep it, but still.
The problem is that the way things are designed, you're exactly right. There's a forced obsolescence with everything from TVs to dryers. I just went through that myself. Our clothes dryer broke, and I only paid 4 or 5 years ago. I only paid like $250 for this dryer. And you call a repairman, he says, yeah, I'll come out for $150. You're like, no, I'll just get a new dryer. And hopefully someone takes the old dryer away and recycles it or fixes it. We don't know. It goes in the truck and it goes away, and you never know. But getting back to this packaging part, I really like this model. What is not mentioned in the story is that Loop was actually founded by TerraCycle. These are a group of guys that do a lot of environmentally focused and recycling focused things for businesses. These guys got to start. I don't know if you guys remember this, but these guys started in New Jersey and Trenton. They started with the idea of using worm poop as fertilizer and just kind of kept with it. And I hadn't heard their name in a couple of years until I started doing research for this article. So apparently they started this Loop program, and these CPG brands are jumping on board and piloting it. And if you look at some of this packaging, it's really nice. And I think it's because now
it's pretty.
I think from a design perspective, they have to provide some extra value to the consumer. So, for example, I'm looking at some bottles of Pantene. I'm looking at some detergent, which is in this really cool aluminum, almost looks like a thermos with a cap. The Crest mouthwash, which is really super sleek. I mean, this is really, I would want to see this in my bathroom because the packaging is really beautiful. And
You
the
just gotta
way
be
that,
careful. You just gotta be careful not to drink out of them because
yeah, I'm looking
they
at
kind
the
of look
stand.
like the bottle's like a swell bottle.
Yeah, little Timmy takes his swell bottle to school and dies of detergent poisoning. That's not funny. Uh,
No, no, not at all.
but it's neat. Like I went and looked through the site. They have toothbrushes, they have toothpaste, they have mouthwash, detergent. And again, all this packaging is really beautiful. We talked a lot about the food subscription businesses like Blue Apron et al. And the one complaint that I always had about those was the massive, massive amounts of packaging because they have to be kept cold and they have to be kept non-squished. Loop came up with a bag. It's basically the UPS driver shows up with this branded bag, and there's a picture here of this very goofy looking UPS driver holding this black bag with the Loop logo on the front. So it eliminates all of that packaging. So you're not you're not like kind of shooting yourself in the foot getting your reusable packaging sent in a giant cardboard Amazon box with a bunch of cardboard surrounding it. It's
Hmm.
actually delivered in a recyclable bag. So it's an end-to-end solution. So you buy it,
Gotcha. Right.
you get it in a reusable tote. Then when you're done, you request a pickup and your stuff is picked up in that same tote. So there's no cardboard, the bottleneck to use, I don't know, I couldn't think of another word, but this stuff has to go back to the manufacturer or whatever provider they use to clean and refill this. There's a cost there. And there's also a cost to, now it said that the containers range from $1 to $10. It's not specific as to what costs what. I'm assuming the metal ones cost more.
Hmm.
I think that is going to be a barrier to adoption. But again, when I see stories like this, I always know that there's a certain segment of the public that's going to go, yep, that is for me. I totally want to do that. And I think what'll happen, like, when more efficiencies come into play, maybe the price of this will go down. My fear is, and this was mentioned on Reddit of all places. I know, shocking, right?
Hmm.
Devil's advocate, you know what this is? This is a consumer story. They let you, people like to hear the sound of it, but then it's never gonna. These concepts are never gonna work out. It's always that guy.
Yeah.
And I'm just hoping that it's not one of those things that's just you put the story out there, you test drive it, it quietly launches and then quietly whimpers and dies, but the PR lives on the internet.
Yeah, I mean, you hope that they actually do it and provide it because if it'd be interesting if like the CPG companies eventually become taxed that way, right? Like, there's a soda tax, right? But what if they did actually get stuck or get extra money if they were using, sustainable type
Yeah,
things?
like carbon credits or something like that, or packaging
Yeah.
credits. I love that idea. And I think, see, here's always the problem when you're talking about CPG goods and things of convenience. Someone's going to go, why am I going to sit and wait for this guy to show up with my mouthwash when I could just go to Dollar General or wherever and
Yeah,
get it?
I mean, the more I think the more subscription type based services are prevalent. I mean, you and I use plenty of them, right? The more I think people get used to it because there's something about even if like Amazon Dots or one of those when you press a button and like reorders for you, something about just receiving it every month on the month type of thing is good, you
Yeah,
know?
that's a habit-based thing.
Right.
And I think people like you and I who kind of sit there and go, "Huh, what is my time worth? Jesus, it's like I'd rather just press the dot button or go, hey, lady in the tube, order me some nachos." I don't think the rest of the country has caught up with that yet. We have to realize that most of the country is just going to go, crap, I'm out of toothpaste, stop at Dollar General or stop at Walmart and just
Right.
get it. So there's a long way to go with that. But what I would love to see, and I mentioned this kind of earlier, is these Blue Aprons kind of figuring out these end-to-end solutions. Because the one thing that turned me off of Blue Apron was all that packaging. I still have all this stuff in my basement. I think I'm going to insulate my shed with it because there's so much of this padding and all kinds of other miscellaneous stuff. And I kept some of the ice bags. I threw them in my freezer. I figured I could use them in the summer for God knows what. I don't know. Keep something cool. Maybe in my head. I don't know. But
Yeah, so like so it's funny because we order from Fresh Direct. And they used to come in boxes. They actually send them with uh big bags now, sort of like the IKEA bags type of thing.
oh
So
yeah,
basically the next week when he comes, I just give him the bags back. Basically they go back and forth now. Which definitely changes it, which is great, because I used to be like, all these boxes and where are they going, and this is just terrible.
Yeah, and I think they're going to realize that comes at a cost as well.
Right.
Yeah, that's just really a math problem that marketers have to work out. Unfortunately, the easy solution is always seems to be the disposable solution. You're
Mhm.
seeing a lot of pushback though. They talked about how much cardboard was used by Amazon last year. And there's some people that are saying like there needs to be a way for Amazon to say, okay, once a month, you all bring your cardboard back to this place because we want to recycle it. Again, that's an uphill battle because people like convenience over doing good for the environment. So, kumbaya.
Yep.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Speaking of shipping, Bart, would you like to tell us about our sponsor today?
Shipping can be complex, with the uncertainty over cost and deciding which carrier to use, plus tracking your packages, all your packages. Things can get confusing.
Sounds
Like,
like
I
you're a
just
little.
got confusing.
Sounds like you're a little confused.
I am. You know what I need? That's why we recommend Sempra Online from Pitney Bowes. With Sempra Online, it's easy to save time and money no matter what you send, from letters and packages and packages and letters and to overnights and flats. Sempra Online lets you easily compare rates from USPS, UPS, and FedEx all in one tool. And there's no software required. It's all in the cloud.
In the cloud.
Just use your computer and printer to print shipping labels and stamps. Sempro users get a free 10-pound scale, help you weigh your packages and accurately calculate the cost of shipping so you're never overpay. Well, also, postal rates have gone up, by the way, if you did not know that.
January 27th, they went up.
And they
I
went
think
up.
it costs like $17 to mail a letter now.
If not more. But you can save up to 40% off of USPS priority mail shipping and 5 cents off every letter you send just by using Semper Online. Semper Online is only $14.99 a month, and listeners can get a free 30-day trial when you visit pb.com/minute.
Excellent, sir. pb.com/minute. And all show notes for this episode and all previous episodes, all 400, I think. I don't know if we have all 400. We're pretty close because I think we were just kind of shucking and jiving at episodes 1 through 10. But yeah, episode 400, all the episodes, all the great shows are at ecommerceminute.co. Bart, you got anything to add?
I need more coffee, or maybe less coffee because I'm reading this too fast.
Maybe less coffee. Maybe need a little tea. All right, that's your e-commerce minute for today. We'll see you on the internet tomorrow. That's it for today's show. If you like the show, do us a favor and subscribe, or leave us a review on iTunes. And don't forget, you can now listen to the e-commerce minute on your Amazon device. Just add e-commerce minute to your flash briefing. And finally, if you have a comment or suggestion, or just want to say hi, find us on social media at Sumo Heavy.